all can do add and subtraction. You ever heard that in school? So if there's 66 total, you got that right away. And then you do there's 27. Now if you take 66 minus 27, you get 39. So that's how math. So you use math. Okay. We're going to sing the Old Testament. Y'all ready? Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First and Second Samuel, First Kings, Second Kings, First and Second Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Job, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, and the last book, Malachi. New Testament, Matthew, Mark, and John, Acts and Revelation, Romans, First and Second Corinthians, Galatians and Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, First and Second Thessalonians, First and Second Timothy, Titus and Philemon, Hebrews, James, First and Second Peter, First and Second, Third John, Jude and Revelation. Creation. Heaven. Birth of Jesus.
Exodus 2. Exodus 3. Exodus 20.
Luke 2 is right. Birth of Jesus.
Exodus 2.
I know, well, I'm trying to mix it up.
Exodus 20.
Luke 2. Birth of Jesus. Birth of Jesus. Birth of Jesus. Birth of church. There you go. Good job. There you go. Birth of Moses.
Exodus 2.
There you go. See, y'all know. Okay. Love.
Revelation 21.
Well, it's heavy. Love. We haven't done this in a while. Y'all's minds are not working together. That's right. 1 Corinthians 13. You're on a roll tonight. Okay. Love. Let's see if we can do it all together. Love.
1 Corinthians 13.
There you go. Lord's Supper.
50. The second one.
No. Lord's Supper. You said it earlier.
1 Corinthians 11.
Okay. Qualifications of elders and deacons. Wait, let me listen to them all. You can ask a friend.
Revelation 21.
Qualifications of elders and deacons. Noah and the flood. We haven't done this in a while.
Oh, listen to
Okay, this is 5 and 7. Creation.
Genesis 1.
Heaven.
Revelation 21.
Birth of Jesus.
Exodus 2. Exodus 2.
Luke 2. Birth of Jesus.
Exodus 2.
See, the way this works is you listen to what I say, and then you answer, okay? Birth of Jesus. There you go. Let's see if you're listening. Birth of Jesus. Jonah.
Exodus 2.
Everybody else needs to pay need their ears out. They only got one that's listening. Okay. How many sons did okay, and what are they? Who are they? Okay, let's all sing it out. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, Ishmael, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. These are the sons of Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher, Ishmael, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. These are the sons of Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Joseph, these sons of Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. These sons of Jacob. Okay. Okay, guys. You y'all want to come up and sing Jesus Loves Me? Let me get out first. Okay. Now what do you do first? Smile away. What?
He's looking for camera.
Okay. Okay. Now ready? Yeah. Key of, well, we'll just sing. Okay. I don't know what I'm sing. Key of C. You know, I don't think actually. But that's okay. It'll work. We'll just sing high. Y'all ready? Got my words? Okay. Okay. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Good job, guys. So where's the candy at? It's in the back. Honor system. So be you monitor, okay? Or easy go.
Good evening. I'd say as many as we have out of town and on the sick list, got a pretty good gathering tonight. Some of you, probably most of you remember Chester Regal, and some probably remember his wife Betty, and a few will remember their adopted daughter Betty Jo. Look in the Fort Smith, Southwest Times Record for today, you'll see about obituary for Betty Jo. It's rather interesting because it's a little longer than normal and provides a little brief summary of some history of the Real family. So if you knew the Reals, you might enjoy reading the obituary. There'll be a memorial in Texas, where they live, and at some appropriate time later on, the cremation remains will be placed here in the Liberal Cemetery, I think next to his carriage. So, what's up been an interesting note, they were very well known during their time here. And don't forget Michael Richmond's memorial will be here Saturday morning at 10. Understand that will be a kind of informal affair, but they would appreciate every one who could be here, friends, and to help them celebrate Michael's life. Also, Sue Vaught's nephew passed away Saturday, Saturday in Conway. There'll be a memorial, is that date been set, so?
No, I hadn't been said
and possibly sometime next week, but there will be a memorial at some point, soon for Reverend Rogers, nephew. And there will be a, meeting for ladies night gathering Tuesday, that's this Tuesday, day after tomorrow, at 6 p.m. in the activity building. Bring, a few sandwiches or cookies, or something light like that. Don't anticipate to be feeding 100, so, don't overdo it, but, something light to eat will be good. If you have questions, talk to Jenny Littleton. And don't forget, we'll be having potluck next, Sunday. Our first prayer this evening by Jean Littleton, closing prayer by Larry Parsons. And if you don't think of something important that I've missed, we will, let Wayne Corbett lead some song.
First song is number 831. 831. In thy field I would wield signals brave and true. In the fight for the right I would dare and do. Spend my days in thy praise, all the journey through. Let me live close to thee each day. Let me live close to thee. Guide me all along the way. Let me live close to thee. Let me walk close to thee each day. Got the crown or renown that the world might see. I would work, never shirk, blessed Lord, for thee. But to know where I go, that my soul is free. Let me live close to thee each day. Let me live close to thee. Guide me all along the way. Let me live close to thee. Let me walk close to thee each day. Help me bear and to share some poor pilgrim's load. Be my friend to the end of the toilsome road. I would sing to my King in the soul's abode. Let me live close to thee each day. Let me live along the way. Let me live close to thee. Let me walk close to thee each day. Have our opening prayer now.
Would you pray with me? Our God and our Father, we thank you so much for being our God. We thank you, Jesus, for being our Savior and redeeming us. We thank you for all the love and care that you watch over us. We would pray, Father, that you would be with those of the congregation who lost loved ones and who are in grief or mourning. Pray that you would comfort them as only you can. Father, we pray that you would also be with those who are traveling. Give them a safe journey back to us. Always keep us all in the hollow of your hand. Lord, we do pray that as we look into your holy will tonight, that we'll be able to
gain a better understanding of things that you would have us do while we live here on this earth. It's our prayer that you would watch over us and care for us and always keep us close to you. For it's in your Son Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Faithful love flowing down from the thorn-covered crown makes me whole, saves my soul, washes whiter than snow. Faithful love calms each fear, reaches down, dries each tear, holds my hand when I can't stand on my own. Faithful love from above came to earth to show the Father's love, and I'll never be the same, for I've seen faithful love face to face, and Jesus is his name. Faithful love is a friend just when hope seems to end. Welcome face, sweet embrace, tender touch filled with grace. Faithful love, endless power, living flame, spirit fire, burning bright in the night, guiding my way. Faithful love from above came to earth to show the Father's love, and I'll never be the same, for I've seen faithful love face to face, and Jesus is his name. The invitation song will be number 939 if you'd like to mark it. 939. There is beyond the azure blue a God concealed from human sight. He takes his skies with heavenly hue and framed the worlds with his great might. There is a God, he is alive, in him we live and we survive. From the star God created man. He is our God, the great I am. There was a long, long time ago a God whose voice the prophets heard. He is the God that we should know, who speaks from his
appreciate everyone here. Appreciate Wayne leading the singing tonight, and always, one of my favorites, the last song there, Our God, He's Alive, written by Brother A.C. Dykes. He was a civil engineer by trade, a professor, actually, a doctor of engineering, and taught in different places, received his doctorate from Purdue University, came up with a patent that still basically the same mechanism you use for your turn signal in your cars. He was the Dean of Engineering at Tennessee Tech, my alma mater for years, that went and started Florida College as president of it. But great song from a man of science, and so I always appreciate that, and that's the case. Our lesson tonight, be strong and of good cheer. We're going to basically use Deuteronomy 31. It was in the reading assignment, if you're still following along with that. It's that time when we're transitioning from Moses to Joshua. And so we'll look at that. By the way, one extra announcement that will be in the bulletin and also other things. Of course, the round robin begins April 15th through the 19th. And by the way, I get another, my date night for my anniversary is already planned again, as April the 19th will be here, Boothville. So, hey, I'm taking you to an exotic location right here. It's not far from our house. And so anyway, it seems like I always works a good time. We enjoy it. Life of a preacher. We enjoy stuff like that. But that Wednesday's always, they don't have a night that. But we actually will have someone from Wildwood come here and be speaking. It's been a few years since they've been here, and we know we have several of our youth and kids that go to Camp Wildwood, and so they will be here today to talk about Camp Wildwood and answer questions for those that may be interested in that. So put that on your calendar as well. It's easy to be discouraged, is it not? Different times, of course, the sunny weather helps and everything, but the winter time, it's sometimes easy to get discouraged. It seems like, I know when I used to work, especially, I remember vividly when I was in college, I worked for an engineering firm in Nashville, and I would get there early to avoid traffic, and I'd get there early, and it'd be dark my whole ride to work, and then I would leave, and by the time I left, it was already dark, and it seemed like you never saw the sun if you was working in the office. And no, there's something depressing about that. I like to see the sun and nothing else. But, there's a lot of things in life. It seems like maybe whatever it is, maybe you're trying to save money, and it seems like, you have one minor emergency after another, and it seems like your bank account, instead of going up, it goes down or sideways or whatever, and it's not the way you want. Or maybe you're trying to lose weight, and it seems like you may have some progress, but then you have them ups and downs. It just seems like it doesn't go. And it's easy to get discouraged and say, well, why should I do it? And I hope that, and I understand that even in our Christian walk, sometimes times we can be discouraged with things. And I understand that. And, we can say, one time maybe this building was more full or whatever, or one time this or that. And it's easy to get discouraged, but we need to understand that things are probably not as bad as you think they are. And in Christ, there's always hope. It's always light at the end of the tunnel. But the one thing, I saw, I didn't have time to post on it, but I saw a young man post something on there, and it had to do about doom and gloom, and how bad things are for today's youth, and how the world's this, how the world's that, and all this and that. And I'm thinking, that has become, one of those fake news things, because from every way you can measure, as far as wealth of people, as far as technology, the age in which we have, you look at the unemployment rate and other things, things are really good right now from outlook as far as physical things to look at. But for some reason, we all get this doom and gloom. No. I don't know, of course, some of you in the audience will remember Ronald Reagan. Others, it probably just, Ronald Reagan's, probably about like George Washington, he was a long time ago, president from a long time ago. Some of you may be even surprised that Ronald Reagan wasn't always a career politician. He started out his life as an actor. And there's a lot of jokes made about that, but he was an actor. And he was didn't really have any big movies other than, he had some little parts, but he had a minor role in a movie that was kind of infamous about the, revolved around the life of Newt Rockne, a famous coach from Notre Dame. And he played the Gipper. In fact, it was a nickname that stood for Ronald Reagan. And one thing about that movie, apparently Newt Rockne was known for his locker room speeches to motivate people. And maybe if you've been in sports, that's always the thing. You get that coach that can, do good about motivating speakers. I remember, of course, maybe that's why we didn't do better, but, we made the playoffs, but didn't do much better than the high school I was at. But we had one guy, and they'd always wait, and he was kind of the coach, and he would scout and do those other things. But, the day before game, they'd always have him come in, and he would give the supposedly inspirational speech to get us all motivated. And I can tell you, I can almost quote every single speech he ever had. You gotta have heart. You gotta have heart. You gotta have heart. And it doesn't seem like he ever learned anything else to say, but you gotta have heart. And so at some point, it really didn't mean much. But those that can really motivate, it's something good. And the thing is, we need to learn to encourage as Christians, as people of God. And God, I want to tell you, God is an encourager. If you ever get down, one of the things you do, just start reading the book of Psalms. And I dare say, it'll take you a while, but before you get done, I guarantee you won't be as down as you were when you start. There's a lot of scriptures for comfort in the Bible, and God is a God of comfort. And we're going to look at Joshua as the transition from Moses to Joshua, and the encouraging words that God uses with him. Deuteronomy 31:6-8 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them. For it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you." Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, "Be strong and courageous, for you shall go with this people into the land that the Lord has sworn to their fathers, to give them to them, and you shall put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed." And you see, over and over, Joshua is told this, to be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be dismayed. And over this is told, and our leaders need to understand this, that when they are leading in a godly fashion, when they're doing the Lord's desire and His will, I want to tell you, the Lord will be with us. Even if things go bad, even if things don't go as good as we thought, the Lord will indeed be with us. Probably one of my favorite verses is 1 Corinthians 16:13. The English Standard says, "Be watchful, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong." Now, Paul writing this to the Corinth church there, he's not just writing to men, he's writing to the entire church, including women as well. And I think we live in such a time where it's a bad thing, it seems to be a man. At least that's the way it's set up. And yet, what it is their definition of what a man should be is totally wrong. But here Paul says, act like men. And the good qualities we should think of men is that they are strong. They have a spirit to them. They are bold at times. They have courage. And as a result, those type of things, those characteristics. And so it says we should stand firm in the faith. And so as men, we need to be resolute. As Christians, we should too. And we must be strong. Now, that's not easy, is it? A lot of times, we come up and, when the time gets hard, that's when you see where all your allies are. One of the things I have seen, I've been at a number of churches in various capacities, and, I've been to churches and I've preached at churches that didn't have elders, preached at churches that have, and I always prefer those that have. But, one of the things that is a consistent trait of churches that don't have elders, it's from a lack of men wanting to stand up and be true men. They don't have the courage. They always point out the negatives, well, I don't want to be responsible. Because as a man of the congregation, they were responsible because they had to make decisions and move elders. By default, they were allowed those that were not qualified to make the decisions for a congregation. But it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength. And what you'll see is when we do the right thing, a lot of people will leave us behind. You know, when you do, you stand up for what is right. And there's a multitude of things, and you see it in society all over. You see it in things like the homosexual rights, the LGBTQ, whatever, they keep adding initials to that, by the way, I don't know if you noticed that. But anyway, you know, that has become a thing. If you stand up against it, you know, you're impugned, you know, people will make fun of you, they call you bigots, they call you this, or whatever. But we need to stand up against sin at all times. You know, there's things that we see that are not good, and we know they're not moral, things like drinking, things like gambling, those things. And a lot of times we stand up for certain things against certain things because those are sinful. People will leave us behind. They don't have the courage. But the Lord tells us if we do the right things, do not fear nor be dismayed. Deuteronomy 6 and 8 again, it says, be strong and courageous, but it says, do not fear or be in dread of them. And then verse 8, it is the Lord who goes with you. That should comfort us. Do not fear or be dismayed. I want to tell you, a lot of times we don't do things because we're fearful. Peer pressure sometimes causes us not to stand up as we should. But the thing is, we need to understand that if God is with us, we always are on the winning side. Jesus says, Matthew 10, 26 to 31, so have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall into the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. We don't need to fear the things. So we need to shout out the things that are right, the things that are true. There's so many kids today, I tell you, they're growing up, and it seems like our society is growing more and more depressed, more and more anxious, and whatever. And I want to tell you, a lot of it stems from the fact that we're trying to do things the wrong way. Far too many kids are not growing up with mothers and fathers. Because, you know, we live in a society where basically, you know, things don't work out, you just get divorced for any reason, and it's no big deal. They'll have 2, 3, 4 stepfathers or stepmothers, and it goes on and on. And it has an impact. You see kids, if you interact with kids that are in those situations, and it just brings tears to you guys, because all they want to be is be with their mom and dad. And it's just not happening. We don't realize what we do to them. We need to understand that we need to tell people that living the way that God has intended is the best way. It's the most rewarding life that anyone can live. And we don't need to be mindful of the ridicule we'll face, because I want to tell you, it's too important. If we truly love someone, we'll tell them about the gospel. We'll tell them about the life that can be found in Christ. We'll tell them about the riches that we found in just living the Christian life. See, God is with us. God indeed, and they saw it from they saw all the miracles and things that God did to protect them. In Deuteronomy 31:23 it says, and the Lord commissioned Joshua the son of Nun and said, be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the people of Israel into the land that I swore to give them. I will be with you. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but already in just chapter 31, it has been numerous times that the Lord has had repeated to Joshua, be strong and courageous. Now, you know, oftentimes, you know, I've known teachers that they'll tell me that, you know, you repeat things that you want to be remembered. And, you know, even our old Bible ministry, it seems like maybe someone weren't listening, but we repeated something, try to hopefully they would stick in their minds. Joshua, this is important. You need to remember this. Why do you need to remember this? Because there's going to come times when you as a leader are going to feel discouraged. There's going to come times when you're going to have doubts as a leader. And you're going to question yourself. And the Lord says, be strong and courageous. I'll tell you, there's times in our lives when we're going to have doubts. When we're going to say, is it worth it? And we're going to need to be strong and courageous. It's important. But also we need to get in our head. We have elders here, and I tell you, they do the best they can. And I think they're good, and I think they do a great job. But we need to remind them, we appreciate what you do. We want you to continue to be strong and courageous. Make the decisions that you need to make that's best for our spiritual welfare here. Constantly do that. because the Lord will be with us if we include Him in our plans. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is the whole, it's probably Romans 8. And once again, another passage that if you're starting to feel down, it's a good place to start. Romans 8, 31 through 36 tells us, what then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? Who shall bring any charge against God's elect? It is God who justifies. Who is to condemn? Christ Jesus is the one who died. More than that, who was raised, who is at the right hand of God, who indeed is interceding for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Some tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or danger, or sword, as it is written, for your sake we are being killed all the day long. We are regarded as sheep to be slaughtered. And then in verse 38 he says, for I am persuaded neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor rulers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God in Christ Jesus our Lord. I want to tell you, if you're discouraged and you're wondering if anybody cares or if anybody loves you, whatever, God loves you. He loves you so much, He sent His Son to die for you. And He will always love you and always wants you to come back to Him no matter how far you're separated from Him. God is with us. I want to tell you, we need to be strong and courageous for a few reasons. Why do leaders need to be strong and courageous? Why do any of us as followers of God need to be strong and courageous? Joshua 1, 6 through 9. Once again, Joshua is told and reminded, be strong and courageous. For you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to all the law that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success whither you go. This book of law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Again, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. You need to be strong and courageous. Basically, you need to make sure you follow the law. You don't go to the right nor to the left. You know, we in the churches of Christ, we used to be known for a saying that we'd say, you know, speak where the Bible speaks and remain silent when the Bible is silent. And we need to understand that we can go too far to the right and we can go too far to the left, but we need to be strong and courageous to do and to interpret the Bible as we should, to live as we should. And our leaders even more so need to have the courage to always stand up for the truth. Sometimes they need reminded, be strong and courageous. Sometimes we need that reminder, be strong and courageous. Sometimes we depart, and basically we need to understand that it takes courage to do what's right, but the Lord will be with us. Doing right is hard. Doing right is hard because we live in a world that doesn't always do it. We even have today, and you know, we see society just devolving in such a way. It's spiraling, you know, morally down. But you know, there's something that I never would have thought. Even religious organizations are starting to spiral down that social decay, that moral decay. And it's hard to fathom because the Bible hasn't changed since it's been written, since God revealed it through inspiration. And the Bible doesn't change, the Word remains true, but it takes courage to follow it. I want to tell you, I want to point out something because sometimes we can blame the way things are in society and everything. Society has never been as moral as it should. Society has never been as Christian as it should. It does seem to be worse in some ways, but I want to tell you, a lot of people have always departed from the Word of God. At one time, at least it was the standard people to go by, but how many people truly follow? It takes courage. Doing right can be hard. Matthew 7, 13, 14, Jesus put it this way, enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is easy that leads to destruction. And those who enter by it are many. For the gate is narrow and the way is hard that leads to life. And those who find it are few. I'll tell you, that hasn't changed, and it won't change. And so as a result, we must make sure that we enter by that narrow gate, that we remain true, but we can be strong and courageous. We can know that God is for us. You see, we've got to do this. We've got to remain faithful until the work is finished. Another account here, this is basically, as David is basically the reins are going over to Solomon. And Solomon is in the process of building the temple, or will be. In 1 Chronicles 22:13 says, "Then you will prosper if you are careful to observe the statutes and the rules that the Lord commanded Moses for Israel." Once again, a transition to leaders, and the most important thing is to be strong and courageous. Fear not, be not dismayed. Again, also we see the admonition to Solomon in 1 Chronicles 28:20 says, "Then David said to Solomon his son, Be strong and courageous, and do it. Do not be afraid, do not be dismayed, for the Lord God, even God, is with you. He will not leave you or forsake you until all the work for the service of the house of the Lord is finished." God will never leave us, but we sometimes leave Him. So we need to remain strong and courageous. Revelation 14:13 puts it this ultimate way for us. We have work to do as long as we live in this life. One of my dad's last sayings, or things he said as he was still born, he said, we work, and then we're done. Revelation 14:13 says, "And I heard a voice from heaven saying, Write this, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Blessed indeed, says the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, for their deeds all of them." We get to rest one day. And I'll tell you, we don't get to take our possessions, we don't get to take our cars, we don't get to take our jewelry, we don't get to take our bank account, we don't get to take our house, our recliner, our TV. What we do take with us is what we've done in this life. By that we'll be judged. And if we've been judged to have remained faithful, we get to rest. We get to be in heaven. We get to spend time with God and His Son for all eternity. So the Lord will do what is good in His sight in the face of our enemies. We will have enemies. If you stand up for God, at some point you're going to have enemies. You're going to have those that will make fun, ridicule you. You'll have those that will try to actively keep you from doing what you know you should. In Joshua 10:25, it says, "And Joshua said to them, Do not be afraid or dismayed. Be strong and courageous, for thus the Lord will do all your enemies against whom you fight." What do you think Joshua knew to say this? Had he not been told, I don't know how many times. And now he is relaying that to the people that he's leading. Be strong. Do be courageous. Do not be afraid. You see, the Lord will ultimately do good. Another king, Joab, in 1 Chronicles 19:12-13 says, "And he said, If the Syrians are too strong for me, then you shall help me. But the Ammonites are too strong for you, then I will help you. Be strong, and let us use our strength for our people and for the cities of God. And may the Lord do what seems good to him." We've been told in Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good. For those who are called according to His purpose. Now, it doesn't mean, and we don't teach, and because the Scripture doesn't teach, that there's a prosperity gospel. There are those that falsely say that if you do what's right, your life's going to be hunky-dory, you're going to have riches and whatever. It doesn't work that way. There's going to be some bad things going to happen in your life. You're going to have some down times. You're going to have some tragedy, you're going to have some hurt, you're going to shed some tears, you're going to have some pain, and there's going to be death all around your life. But what we're told is that all work together for good. There's good waiting for us. We have hope. It doesn't matter how hard your life is. Think about the rich man Lazarus, how awful Lazarus had it while on earth. Yeah, he's in paradise. The bosom of Abraham. That too can be our destiny, can be our future. The Lord will do good. I don't know what your status is tonight. If you're not a Christian, I want to tell you that's not your future. And I don't tell that with glee. I don't tell that with any kind of happiness. I tell you that because it's the truth. And the truth is that if you have not had your sins washed away, then I want to tell you, you face a doomed future. Paul was told, why are you waiting? Rise and be baptized and wash away your sins, call on the name of the Lord. You too could do that tonight. You too could do that, the easy part by because Christ did the hard part by dying on the cross. Or maybe you've not been strong and courageous. Maybe you've been dismayed. Maybe you've let the fears of this world keep you from doing what you know you should do. Maybe you need to make something right tonight. If you have any need at all, come now instead of stands.
Oh, do not let the word depart, and close thine eyes against the light. For sinner, harden not thy heart. Be saved, oh, tonight. Oh, why not tonight? Why not tonight? Wilt thou be saved? Wilt thou be saved? Then why not tonight? Tomorrow's sun may never rise to bless thy long deluded sight. This is the time, oh then be wise, be saved, oh tonight. Oh, why not tonight? Why not tonight? Why not tonight? Why not tonight? Wilt thou be saved? Wilt thou be saved? Then why not tonight? Our blessed Lord refuses none who would to Him their souls unite. Believe, obey, the work is done. Be saved, oh, tonight. Oh, why not tonight? Why not tonight? Why not tonight? Why not tonight? Wilt thou be saved? Wilt thou be saved? Then why not tonight? The Lord's Supper's been left prepared. If there are any here that need to partake, if you need to partake, please let us know. If not, we'll have our closing song and closing prayer. We shall assemble on the mountain. We shall assemble at the throne. With humble hearts into His presence. We bring an offering of song. Glory and honor and dominion unto the Lamb, unto the King. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. We sing the song of the redeemed.
We give you thanks, our Heavenly Father, for the many blessings of life. Thank you for this time we've had to come together to hear another portion of your word proclaimed to us. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for your word. Thank you for Christ and the sacrifice He made for us. Let's be with us throughout the rest of this week and help us to recognize those opportunities you put before us. We may seize upon them and much good can be done. Continue to watch over and bless us. Be with those who are traveling. Keep them safe. Bring them back to us safe. Be with those who are suffering this day. You know each and every need. Just ask your blessings upon all. Forgive us where we fail you. Continue to walk with us. We ask in Jesus' name.